I'm just showing you an example. It's basically what we want the panel to look like. Car's a little dirty, I know, but that's where we want the next panel to fit in there. I mean, it's good, it's tight, it's clean. Panel fits well. Got nice gaps. So that's what we're shooting for on the other car. Hopefully works out. Alright, it's time for me to go to the car show, so enough for playing with the other car, and let's take this one out and have some fun today. Okay, what I have is a door skin on a 1979 Trans Am. I'll replace the driver's side door skin. I'll take the door off and I'll just go through it, show you how I do it. Okay, now I've gone ahead, taken the door off. As you can see, it's not too bad. I'll be honest, it's actually in pretty decent shape. Not great, but it's in decent shape, better than the passenger side. And I'll take all the unneeded accessories off, the window, the glass, the mirror, and all that stuff, and lighten up the door. Then I'll start grinding away to get the shell off. At one time I had repaired this back in 2000, just threw a quick piece of sheet metal in there, so that might give me a little issue there. But other than that, I don't see too much of a problem. I mean, the bottom of the door looks pretty solid, so this might be an easy fix. Move the glass. I'm just going to take some measurements. If you look here, in this bottom piece, it's when you put the new skin in. See what I got there? Got about 3/8. Now I'll go to the very first one here. I got just over 1/4 inch. Now, what I'll do, come down here, since I have this on the other skin, on the other door actually, I didn't have this to measure go. So, what I'll do, just throw a rough estimate. I'm a hair over 1/2 inch down there, and I'm just a hair over 1/2 inch down there. So that'll give me an idea where to go once I put the skin in place. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my chisel here and all this glue. I'm gonna carefully just break all that glue out, the seam sealer that they got there, and make it easier. I'll do that, break the seam sealer on that side, and then I'll grind off the edges. Alright, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab the grinder, I'm going to grind that edge. You see I started here. All you try to do is break the edge. You don't want to go into the door itself. You see that? You do that around the perimeter, your skin will be able to come off. Okay, if you notice, the skin's split. What I've done is, now that I've ground off the edge here, take my edge chisel and I just lightly, just to break that seal that's on there. Now, remember, I did say this one poses a little different. Remember, I did weld the piece on there back in 2001. So normally the skin would pop off. In this case, because I welded it together with the front of the skin, I'm going to have to turn it over to cut it off. Now what I'll do is take my edge chisel here. You have some spot welds on these pieces. So just slowly. You don't want to distort the metal too much here. Just go there. Break your spot welds. Keep going slowly. Find a new place. The object here is not to distort the door. Peel off those spot welds. Continue doing that in the door. Once I get a feel on this side and that side, I'll flip it over and take care of that portion that I ended up welding a few years back. Alright, I've gone ahead. Like I said, I've welded a small piece in there. Normally, what I did earlier, you'd be able to peel the skin off. But because I welded that corner in there, I know it's in there good and solid. Went ahead, taking my cutoff wheel, as you can see. Got that off. There's my panel. Put this aside here. Now, as you can see, I can cut back this piece here and slowly get into it so I don't distort this metal too much. I think this was all rotted out, I'm not sure. But it's a lot easier for me to look at it, see where I'm going, and go from there. Fortunately, I think the door's in really good shape. It may not look it to the average person, but trust me, that door is actually in very good shape compared to what you normally do. Alright, so I'll peel that off, and once I'm done peeling it off, I'll show you the aftermath. Okay, I've gone ahead, taken all the pieces off. Now I need to replace this here. A couple small patches here. That's it. Alright. Now I'll probably get it sandblasted, but not right now. I think I'm just going to fabricate the pieces in there, put them in, and once everything's all welded up, I'll blast this rust off here. Taking a piece of sheet metal, I've put it on here. I've traced it, but actually before I actually put the piece on here, I put on an English wheel just to give it a little bend. There's a very slight bend to this. Pull this out without dropping it. Here's the piece of metal. You can see it. It's got a very slight curve to it. It's not straight. Just put on an English wheel here. Kind of worked it a little here. You know, gave it that little twist. And that's it. Because like I said, it's got a curve going there. Now what I'll do is take my ear shear. See if I get this on there for you. Put this here. Get my shear. And now I'll just cut that out. Use the shear. Now make a rough cut out of that, and then I'll grind it into place. Got my piece, it's all sheared out. I hammered it, not flat, but just the edges where it raised from the shear. Put the little compound on there, the curve. Get that to fit in there. Now, I'm going to tack weld it into place. Then I'm going to turn the door over to make sure that it's following the contour of the door. Because it's a possibility I may put too much of a bend on there and it doesn't follow it. So, let me tack it in place, I'll flip the door over and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, gone ahead. I've tacked the back side. Remove the clamps. Now, just want to tack it. That's all I want to do. Because like I said, I want to flip it over. I want to make sure that it's staying true. So, those tacks are good. It'll hold it in place. I'll flip it and I'll look at the other side.